Hello and welcome to the interview here on France 24. Our guest today is Elias Sanbar, who is the Palestinian envoy to UNESCO. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
I want to begin with the most recent incident in the town of Hebron.
Yes.
There was this incident where a Palestinian who had assaulted an Israeli soldier was wounded. Apparently, according to footage that was aired, shot in the head and killed by an Israeli soldier. The Israeli soldier was charged by a military court with murder. President Mahmoud Abbas has said he hopes justice will be served. Do you think this will happen?
I hope so. I don't know if it will happen. I am quite hesitant to say yes, because I've been witnessing rallies, large rallies, in front of the prison to support this assassin. This is no other word. This is an assassination by cold blood. But it is also a problem for the apparatus, for the whole system in Israel, which, as you know, is presented or has been presented for years as the only democracy in the Middle East. To a certain extent it is, but not for all its citizens. In any case, we have also been reading many articles that say the following. This assassination is in the front row of the journals, in the headlines. There was a camera here. And in this, it was a very interesting article by Amira Haas in Haaretz, in which she gave many examples of assassinations where there was no camera and nothing happened after the assassinations.
I mean, this has been condemned by the political leadership, the military leadership, as I said. So does it tell you that this is an exception? Or do you think that he is part of a trend, maybe listening to some kind of incitement against Palestinians?
I think the password is impunity. You can condemn, and if you don't act after you condemn, it's absolutely nothing. It's just for your image.
What is happening more broadly? Because this was actually, as I said, initially an assault using a knife on an Israeli soldier. We've seen a number of those incidents. Some call it kind of low-intensity intifada, but there seems to be no leadership, no real organization. Even the Palestinian Authority doesn't really know what to do, how to react. It's a little bit lost.
This is true.
What's happening?
What is happening is just an indication of the level of despair. And the level of despair that is, if I can say it in this way, that is being expressed by lonely actors.
So this is not organized?
No. You cannot organize this. And you can't just have to look carefully and thoroughly to the way it happens. It is clear that these are initiatives taken by individuals.
So it's not a real intifada?
I don't think so. No. It's the sign of how much the situation has deteriorated, and how much now it could escape any control.
Could it blow out of control?
It could absolutely, and the Palestinian authorities say it. For the time being, it is still under control to some extent, but it could escape, and the time does not help. Time is playing against peace and recognition and mutual recognition.
Speaking of peace, there's no real peace process properly. There's one initiative that's on the table. It's known as the French initiative. The French have announced that they want to convene a conference, a preliminary conference, and a conference with the participants probably by the summer. But this doesn't really seem to gain a lot of traction. Is it really a serious initiative? Can it succeed?
I think the French are serious. The problem are the chances of success, and it doesn't only depend on the French seriousness, if I can say. The problem is, to begin with, that the agenda seems already to be some extent late. This preliminary conference should have been conveyed for April. Today
We're
is
already April.
tomorrow is the 1st of April. And you cannot convene such an important meeting and gathering of states without having some time to
So
prepare
is
it.
there a lack of seriousness or a lack of willingness?
No, I think unfortunately, very unfortunately, I think there is a willingness. I still hope it will be conveyed. So I'm not saying...
So the Palestinians are still in favor of it?
Absolutely.
You still believe in it?
Absolutely. They
But
hope,
the
they hope for
Israelis?
it. They hope for it. Belief is another question. It isn't a question of faith. We hope, we really want it. Now, I don't know if the time is not running out.
Why? Because the Americans are not behind it and the Israelis are against it?
The
summarize.
Israelis shouldn't be consulted for the preliminary one because the Israelis and the Palestinians will not be invited. This is a conference between a certain number of countries to discuss the subject. So it doesn't depend on Israel, on Palestine to have the meeting.
What about the U.S.?
The U.S., I don't know if the U.S. is very happy seeing this initiative.
Which is a diplomatic way of saying they're not behind.
Absolutely. But the U.S. might need it today.
To show that it's doing something.
They might need it, and so without encouraging it, not oppose it. This is the feeling we're getting now since some time in the international circles.
Very quickly, reconciliation talks with Hamas. There have been meetings in Qatar. There are some rumors that there might be a meeting between Khaled Meshal, the political leader of Hamas, and President Abbas. True?
We hope so. Let me tell you something on a very, very personal level. As you can guess, I'm following the whole situation. This is my work, my daily work. To be very honest, I am absolutely incapable. If you tell me what are the points not of discussion, but of differences, where are the main issues that impeach any reconciliations, I'm not capable of answering that question. I don't see what are the problems.
Are you optimistic there will be such a key meeting soon?
I hope, I really very, very much hope, because this is vital. This is not just a question of negotiations. This is a question of the unity of Palestine. We cannot afford to begin to give the impression that we are two countries. It's too dangerous and too risky, and it's a big mistake, political mistake.
Is Palestine the forgotten conflict? We talk about terrorism, we talk about Syria, Libya, Yemen. Palestine is off the radar.
Yes, it is for the time being, like any other country that is still quiet. But who can tell you it will stay and it will keep quiet? Nobody can, and I cannot. Who can say or affirm that there are no sleeping cells of Daesh in Palestine or in Jordan or in Israel? Or who can? Nobody can. Let us be serious and honest. Nobody can. And the general mood, is a mood of madness in the region. It isn't a mood of reconciliation or dialogue or mutual recognition. So nobody can affirm that the danger is here.
Speaking of reconciliation, maybe you are being awarded a prize by UNESCO, the Sharjah prize.
Yes.
What's the symbol?
The symbol is very important per se, but in this very specific moment, because it's a prize that is based on mutual recognition, and to be given to a person or an institution whose work has been contributing to new contacts, new relations, new recognition, but I mean cultural recognition, knowledge of differences and other countries, other cultures. In this time, where we hear everywhere madness, and everywhere you hear we are at war, this is very, very important prize for me. It is also because I am whom I am. It's also for me, and it's very important. Through me, I hope it is also an homage given to my people, not only to my person.
Okay, thank you very much, Elias
Thank you.
Sanbar, for answering our questions, and thank you for watching.